You're here, and relatively unskewered. Next is the significantly harder part. First, we sneak into the warehouse. Next, we observe our surroundings. Finally, and this is the most important part, you do exactly what I tell you to do. You didn't bother to ask Silverclaw? Sharp as a barrel bottom, you are. Silverclaw wants us to recover his ledger. Like a book? Have you seen those before? Squiggly lines, sometimes pictures about as thick as your skull? No wonder Zira brought you into her Thieves Guild. She mistook the muscle in your head for wit. But there's more to you than that, isn't there? We could keep flexing all day, but there's a ledger to steal. Are you ready? Dancing girls and animal acts. It's a warehouse. Sweaty laborers and rough-hewn crates. What do you expect? Follow me, and keep quiet. A fool braying orders to lackeys. I meant Guildmaster Zira. But yes, we'll need to get past that overseer to reach Silverclaw's old office. First, you'll wait for me to get into position. Then you'll distract him so I can knock him on the head. Here, take this stink apple. An alchemically infused apple. Throw it hard enough and it breaks open, surrounding your enemy with a rancid bouquet of boiled netch farts. Try not to miss. Make your way past the guards. Silverclaw hid the ledger in his old office. We'll meet there. Now wait until I'm in position, then throw the stink apple.
Lift with your legs, not your back, you fool! What the? Sure spawns the stench!
This way. Hurry. Over here! Quick, before we're seen! I'll keep watch. Find the ledger, then we can leave. Someone's coming. Hide before they see you. I left a surprise in the warehouse, but it's not ready. Not yet.
You see? No one here. Trying to cover up for your nap?
Tokming is ever vigilant. There is an intruder in this warehouse.
Cautious people are on their way to inspect the warehouse. We don't have time for this nonsense.
An explosion! Tokming knew something was amiss.
Surprise, you fools. I'll collect Silverclaw. Meet us back at the Thieves' Den.
An explosion! Run to the nearest tavern!
I called the guards, and they're on their way. Cracking heads.
I hear someone helped the Weird Sisters save the Weird Tree.
If I don't do a good job, I'll never be able to pay them back.
I'll speak with Zira when I'm damned well ready.
News, I hope.
Best to let her stew on what I've done. Don't rush me. The overseer mentioned someone coming to inspect the warehouse. Kosh, was it? Must be a new player. Hadn't heard the name before I retired. It always comes to coin with the Abar's Landing merchant lords. Consolidate the competition, lock them in a set of gilded chains, then profit. But not that warehouse. My distraction made it undesirable. My own concoction. When poured into a crate filled with sawdust, the crate emits a thick smoke. Any reasonable person would reach for a bucket of water to douse what appears to be oncoming flame, yet it reacts quite poorly to water. The deafening bang is the least of it. The smoke increases tenfold, mimicking the mating odors of the female dragon frog. Every male dragon frog in the city should fill the warehouse by sunrise. Hope they confuse Kosh's shoe for a mate.
Do you have the ledger? Was it all for naught? Oh, there is so much naught on your face. My heart shrinks in despair. But I am quite bad at reading faces. And in this place, my nose doesn't help. So, does the stink of victory waft about you? Wonderful! Were my perfidious overseers inconvenienced in any way? I do so hope they are bereft of convenience. Yet, the others who labored for me are blameless. Should they desire it, they shall have a place in my future endeavors. And now, to restore my fortunes from my humble shop. It is near the docks. You can't miss it. Well, you can easily miss it. It is hard to find. But you are always welcome.
Care to earn a little extra coin on the side? It's for a good cause. I don't believe I've had the pleasure. Spencer Rye, at your service. I have a friendly arrangement with the Thieves Guild. We're business adjacent, you might say. Rye's Reacquisitions. I track down items that have gone missing. As you might expect, quite a bit turns up here, but I specialize in objects of purely sentimental value. My finder's fee for the guild is usually well above the item's material worth. Always. When something gets well and truly lost, it occasionally requires a bit more adventure than I can stomach. I post those jobs on the notice board outside, but since you're here now, I think I have something you might fancy. An old sailor is mourning the loss of his favorite wooden pipe during a scuffle with some pirates. If you track it down, he's offering a surprisingly good sum for its return. Just bring it back to me. I'll handle the delivery, and you'll be paid on the spot. I'll be waiting just outside the cistern in the alleyways. You can find me there anytime you're looking for a bit of work on the side.
Little busy. I'm trying to track down 2 gold pieces that came up short in this morning's count. Wish everybody was making the same effort. Let's see what you got. Not bad. It's yours. Plus a little extra for the effort.
You've been busy, my friend. Rest and reap your bounty.
Back without Velsa? Can't say I'm surprised. I've met camels less stubborn. I'm happy to hear Velsa plans to join us. Her skills will be invaluable. Not very convincing, was it? I'll need to practice.
You could practice thinking with your mouth closed.
Oh, joy. Here she is. Velsa, I'd recognize your grating voice anywhere. How is your retirement? Seems there are some troubles from which you can't run away.
It's very relaxing, Guild Master. Did you know I named a weed after you? It grows taller than it should and takes more water than its share from the plants around it.
That's hard to believe. You were never the type of person to get your hands dirty.
Oh, it's true. The Danazera weed thrives in the dark. I take great pleasure in cutting it down to size every day.
Just as I remember her. Walk softly says we're safe down here, but I can't help looking around and thinking that I jumped out of the sinking boat and into the jaws of the slaughterfish. Do those kind of thoughts make me a bad person?
I blame those stiff collars who lord over the rest of us like they were born with silver spoons up their arses. If not for them, we wouldn't be in these dire straits now, would we? If you'll excuse me, I need to prepare for my next performance. Interesting choice of words, role. I play many roles. Seductress, serving girl, noble, beggar, merchant. It all depends on the job at hand. It's all about disguise, you see. You've probably talked to me a dozen times and didn't even realize it. It was a simple enough matter for me to disappear when the trouble began. If you must know, I took on the role of a bodyguard at the Winsome Welwa. Worked there until the guild started to gather again down here. I changed personalities like a noble changes clothes. Perfect for surveying a location for a robbery or swindling a merchant out of gold. I just wish the higher-ups weren't so busy. As good as I am, I know there's more to learn. It was a simple enough matter for me to disappear when the trouble began. If you don't I? We made good use of that before we joined the guild. Being two places at once is a handy skill for deception. On the other hand, Carrie could just be another role I play. Are you certain you've ever seen us together? Maybe I'm just that good. A few ink stains on my fingers, a furrowed brow, 303, 304. Could you not watch over my shoulder?
They say the Queen herself killed Duke Renchant. Good for her.
The Covenant's leader should have been King Faharashad. No one would dare attack him as they do King Emmerich.
What?
There's something you need to know about why I'm in Abar's Landing. When we first met, I said I needed a partner to steal the Juvessen's skull. I never explained why. Not really. I used to think my father was a merchant. When he vanished this year, I left my academy to find him. It seems I knew very little of my father's profession. His time away was spent in Abar's Landing, working with the Thieves Guild. In his travels, my father brought notices to every outlaw's refuge in Tamriel. Bounties for old relics wanted by the Thieves Guild. I realized I couldn't just ask them for his whereabouts. My plan was to steal the Juvessen's skull, then trade it for information. Nobody recognized his name or description. Zira suspects he worked with one of the thieves who died in the dowry heist. They used to keep guild associates secret. It seems only Nicholas knew how all the pieces fit together. Rotten luck. They must have seen it. The last relic sought by the Thieves Guild would make a tempting target. The iron wheels simply had to wait. I didn't think anyone would get hurt, and I didn't mean to put you in their sights. Walk Softly remembers the Thieves Guild sold many relics to Lady Sulima of Abar's Landing. My father must have been the one to broker the sales. I want to break into her mansion and pick up on his trail. What do you say, partner? Meet me by Lady Sulima's mansion when you're ready. I'm not religious, but I said a prayer to Oriel this morning. If we find nothing, I have no idea what to do next. This is the only trail leading anywhere near my father. The last time I asked around, the Iron Wheel set a trap for us in Fulstrom Homestead. This time, I listened. Lady Sulima rarely leaves her estate, and has a connection to one of the merchant lords. Must be why the city guards patrol her estate. That's all I know. I have no idea what we're going to find inside. After Fulstrom Homestead, I keep thinking the Iron Wheel is around every corner. There I go, jumping at shadows. Are you ready? All right. Give me a moment to unbar the gate. All right, it's open. Come on in.
Guards on their way. Get out.
I gave that to my father after a holiday in Skywatch. He kept it with him for luck. What is it doing here? Father gave me that book when I was a child. At his last visit, he took it to have it rebound. Why is it in this woman's... I found something too. A necklace with an old key. My father wore this wherever he went. And if there's a key, there must be a lock. Over here! You! Why do you have my father's things?
Tawaka's breath! Seraldo's daughter stands before me. Why are you in Abba's Landing instead of your academy?
I'm looking for my father. Why do you know who I am?
My dear child, he's gone. When the Iron Wheel came for him, he fled to the rooftops. They gave chase and he fell. I'm so sorry.
You're lying!
No, child. I grieve for him every day. He was the only person I ever loved.
My father dead? Before that, together with Lady Sulima? Please, see what she has to say. I need a moment to think.
You are a friend to Seraldo's daughter? This must be much for her to take in. Please, ask what you will. Quinn. What a lovely name. It's the first time my ears have heard it. Seraldo kept all but the simplest details of his daughter from everyone. Would that he have done the same with me. After Seraldo's death, the Iron Wheel learned of our connection and sent a letter requesting an interview. What fortune I possessed now goes to the mercenaries guarding my home. Should I leave the manor, the Iron Wheel will certainly detain me. I wondered that as well. Seraldo did his private work in this room, and recently I had it searched. I found a ledger, but I can't make sense of the symbols. Perhaps it is best in Quinn's hands. I am most thankful. I only trust my guards as long as I can pay them, so you would do best to leave discreetly. There's a hidden exit to the street, and Quinn is welcome to visit should she ever desire it.
I'll be outside. What's wrong with me? I'm a high elf. I'm not supposed to cry. It must be important if the Iron Wheel wants it. Father did love his puzzles. I should see if it means anything. Thank you for this. It's not the answer I wanted, but I'm glad you were by my side. I'll return to the den shortly. I just need a bit of time.
What is it?
What?
You shouldn't wander alone in dark alleys, my friend. All the worst thugs and cutthroats linger in such places. People just like me.
You shouldn't be in here. What do you want? That's it. Leave now or pay the price.
Don't cause trouble.
Over here. Just got word. Zero wants to see you. A merchant lord named Kosh forced Silverclaw from his warehouse. Zira thinks Kosh is after the rackets our guild used to control. Zira should be in the den. Wouldn't keep her waiting. The name is new to me, but we haven't been keeping as close an eye on the merchant lords as we used to. Whoever he is, he seems ambitious. All the time. Our old guildmaster, Nicholas, was a master at playing them against one another. They spent so much time watching each other's moves, they never saw our own. The magnates who pretend to run Abba's Landing. They buy and sell to anyone. It's why the pirates offload their goods in this port. Take away all their riches, and they'd be little more than bandits. But all the gold makes them think they're nobles. The name is new to me, but we haven't been keeping as close an eye on the merchant lords as we used to. Whoever he is, he seems ambitious.
Ah, what have the waters washed in today?
There you are. Remember Velsa's friend, Silverclaw? He is quite grateful you recovered his ledger. Seems he kept his ears open for word of that merchant lord, Kosh. If Kosh took over Silverclaw's warehouse, he's grabbing the rackets we used to control. And if he's after our old business, there's a good chance he's hungry for even more. Skooma trade, slavery. Things we never touched. Before we give Kosh a swift kick to the coin purse, I want you to find out just how dirty his hands are. I sent the others ahead to do some groundwork. Start with walk softly. Look for him near the harbor. I sent Gwen to her own task, and Velsa too. Didn't even second guess me. She must be up to something. When Nicholas was guildmaster, I convinced him to stop dealing with skooma peddlers. No matter my own thoughts on that poison, it's bad for business. And the Thieves Guild never dealt in slaves. One of the few things Velsa and I agree on. Not enough. Some of the merchant lords prefer to bide their time in obscurity, using trusted servants to handle their affairs. Then they reveal themselves, like a beetle in the pudding. Whatever Kosh intends, he's no longer keeping to the shadows.
You're right on time. What did our esteemed guildmaster tell you? Good, because I found something. The captain of the Dream Snake was always interested in making fast coin. She's sloppy, even for a pirate, which makes her a perfect target for Kosh. She and I have unpleasant history. Best I keep away from her. She's meeting a contact nearby. She's prone to boast. Why not find a quiet place to hear what she has to say? But the captain is a creature of habit. She used to keep documents secured in the Dream Snake. Try there, if you don't care to eavesdrop. Find what you can. After that, meet Gwen near the harbor. She has her own task and will no doubt need your assistance. I once told the captain I was a wealthy Argonian prince seeking a fast ship to transport my riches. She let me inspect the smuggling compartments, and then I robbed her blind. She just has one eye patch, so... half blind. I left her the eye patch. Harpy egg. They're sickening. I'd never actually eat one, but they're garish enough to draw attention from me. People see the Argonian with disgusting harpy eggs, not the Argonian with amazing fashion sense.
Very foolish move, if you ask me. Call the guard! You'll answer to the guards for that.
That's it! I'm sending for the guard! You should have left when you had the chance. Guards!
Zira said I should wait for you when I was finished. Well, I'm finished. The flooded district, near where Velsa called home, the people who lived there had nowhere to go after the floods. One of the dockyard bosses offered them work, food, and a place to stay. That's what I told Zira. You know what she said? If Zolguk had an altruistic bone in his body, he'd cut it out and sell it. I'd already know what he was really up to, if Zira trusted me, but she wanted me to scout, and you to do the fun part. Zolguk arranged a meeting with an Imperial client at a nearby inn. Might be worth a listen. Oh, the inn rents a room to Ventilius Proximus, the most Imperial name I've ever heard. Probably the client. The room's lock seemed inadequate. Find Velsa when you're done. She's meeting with Silverclaw at his shop. Did you know he had a shop? I wonder what he sells. It's nothing. It's nothing. How could it not be? It's so difficult to care about all this. If I studied harder at the academy, I'd have graduated sooner. He would have traveled to see the ceremony. He wouldn't have been here when... I know, but when I tell that to myself, it feels like a lie. Listen to me go on. I won't delay you any further with my ramblings. That's good to hear. See you later, partner.
Did you hear something?
You weren't supposed to tell anyone about our arrangement.
I need your volunteers for my experiments. I would never ruin things for my supplier.
Then how did this Kosh know of our business?
I have no idea. But if you can't deliver warm bodies, I'll find another supplier.
Then pray I return from Noshira Citadel. If Kosh is connected to the Iron Wheel, we're both doomed.
When the withered hand came, I feared all was lost. Thank you for saving us.
Well,